and what I was entitled to.
And why did
Hello,
you
once
donate
again,
it to
this is
charity?
I promised the entirety of
impromptu
it to charity because I was never interested in
reaction, I
Johnny's
guess,
money.
to the
And in the
Johnny
divorce,
Depp Amber Heard trial.
I just
As you know, I'm very interested in legal matters, law, that kind of thing, and I happen to be watching it. So I just thought, hey, why not just start a stream and start reacting to what's going on. Amber Heard has been putting on quite a dramatic, some might say over dramatic performance, but as you know, with me, I tend to want to see all the evidence come in before I make my judgment. That being said, it's hard for me to not notice Amber Heard's performative behavior and the fact that her story, even coming out of her mouth, seems to have a lot of holes. So we'll see.
you because I was a supporter, because I believed in the work they were doing. I believed that they were doing good work for people who deserved it.
Why did you make the donations over a period of time as opposed to just lump sum?
Two reasons. The short of it is because I was receiving the settlement in installments. I was receiving the installments over time. Second of all, so I could get the tax benefit of paying over time. It's my understanding that's how you pay these like large sums. You pay it over time.
Did you make any payments towards these donations?
I did.
Okay. Approximately how much?
I allowed for the first installment, which is $100,000 to each. That came straight from Johnny in 2016. I followed up with $350,000 that year, 2016. 2018, I did another. Oh, and I also donated to $250,000 to Elysium, which is the affiliate I was just speaking about, that does the work in the Children's Hospital. It was not going to count towards my overall pledge, but I did that too. And then I did another donation to each in 2018.
Sorry, guys, I'm
and
a bit sick.
then Johnny sued me, 2019.
Before we get to that, did anyone make donations to the Children's Hospital or ACLU on your behalf during that time period?
Yes, Elon also, Elon, who was my boyfriend at the time, had his own charitable contributions that he made, and $500,000 to both in my honor, in my name, in 2017, I believe.
And have you completely filled your donations to the ACLU?
By the way, Amber Heard had a really
Children's
bad answer
I have not yet.
for why she was interested in
why
charity.
not?
Because
And
Johnny sued me for
I
$50
actually
million
wanted to come on this.
in
I
March
wasn't actually
of
interested in
2019.
covering,
And I have spent over $6
her
million.
Objection, Your
direct
Honor. This is a motion in
examination.
limine.
I wanted to actually cover the cross-examination, but unfortunately, yeah, it's been going on for quite a long, this direct. I think some might say they are afraid of the cross-examination because it's very strange for them to have gone away for a whole week and then come back and it's still direct examination. It's very funny for that to have happened. Yeah, but the court case that never ends. It's not even that entertaining. Actually, I'm watching The Godfather. It's the making of The Godfather, like they've done a TV show about it. It's actually excellent. I wish I was still watching that. But this is live. It's crazy. You never know what's going to happen. So I just thought, why not stick it on, watch it with guys. Yeah, it's all a stage play, man. It's a psyop. No, I mean, I just don't care. Maybe if it was an actor I cared about, but I do feel that this cross-examination is going to be quite interesting to watch. And that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. I will see somebody who I believe, and more importantly, the world believes is lying, under cross-examination. For me, that's just fascinating, because in the end of the day, I don't think she's being very honest. I'm not sure. But hello.
I'll turn my camera on in just a second. See, because how are you?
A bit ill, but I'm all right.
Wow. You feeling still not feeling so well?
Things were heating up. They were getting spicy, so I decided to just go live. Sorry, say it again?
So you're still not feeling that much better? Or
Well, I was, and I went to the hospital, and the doctor said that I was fine, and that whatever I had cleared up, and she gave me just some medicine to help me sleep. And I'm like, I think she's full of shit, because I'm like, I even at the time I was like, I'm not breathing properly. I think I need to go to hospital again.
dang, yeah, it seems like they would have gave you something.
Maybe she meant that if I stay home in bed, but because I didn't tell her I was like still going to work. But I'm not sure.
I haven't heard any of this, so I don't really know. I don't hear anything though. And okay, now I hear it. What's going on with everything,
Going
man?
back to that, then,
Oh,
could you afford
I was like-
can you
still
make
under
payments to the
direct. Like, you
ACLU
know,
and
she was on
Children's Hospital?
direct for about 3 or
No.
4 days, maybe
Yeah.
3
What
days
if any intention do
Yes.
you
before
have
this
to fulfill
week-long
your pledges and
hiatus.
donations to these
And
organizations?
Yeah.
she's
I
still on
still
direct.
fully
Sure,
intend
it
to
was
honor
going to
all
be
of my
cross
pledges.
today.
I would
I thought
love
it was
for him
supposed
to
to be
stop
cross
suing me, so-
examinations too today.
What if any deadlines
Yeah,
are
that's
on
what
your
I'm here
pledges
to
and
see.
donations
But then
to the
it started
ACLU or
getting
the Children's
quite
Hospital?
spicy
There are
anyway.
none. They understand.
The
So she's not doing a
directors
lot of
and
the
everything.
fake crying stuff.
Oh, no,
which
she
is
was.
already admitted.
Oh,
And she's horrible at it. I mean, they should just tell her not to do it. I mean, I don't know.
Now, I'm
It's
going
hard
to
to
just direct
hard
your
to say.
paragraph 27, where it says neither party has
I
made
don't like
false
to believe-
accusations for financial gain. There
Wait a
was never
second,
any
sorry.
intent of physical or emotional harm. Amber wishes the best for Johnny in the future. What, if any, significance did that have to you?
That was everything to me. That was the most important thing in
Give me
the
a sec.
separation agreement
Yeah,
between
no
us
worries.
is that he acknowledged that I hadn't made a single false claim, that my allegations were not false. I thought that just because he signed his name to it, he'd honor it. I mean, he signed his name to it, and I thought it would mean something. He acknowledges that I never did it. I mean, I never made a false claim, and I didn't do it for financial gain. And that's what I was being called at the time, a gold digger and a liar.
Thank you. We can take this down, Michelle, and I'm going to now take you to post-divorce and your career. Please describe for the jury how your career evolved after the divorce, which I think was filmed February 2017.
I had to fight really hard to keep my career. After I got my TRO, I lost opportunities. I got canceled from jobs. I got dropped from campaign I'd shot. I was told I was going to be dropped from.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustained objection.
I fought to keep my job in a movie the biggest movie opportunity I had to date.
Which was what?
It was Justice League with the option to become Aquaman. It later became Aquaman, but I had to fight really hard to stay even in Justice League because that was right around the time of the divorce.
Can you tell the jury what Justice League was and what your role was in that?
This is
It
hilarious.
is a superhero franchise, DC action film, and it introduced my character, and it provided the base for the Aquaman spinoff that followed it, but that was not a reality at the time of shooting Justice League.
And then you were able to be an Aquaman, is that correct?
yes, I kind of showed up to work months early and stayed really late to fight to keep the job. I managed to keep it, and managed slowly to kind of to gain through this kind of hard work and goodwill I was able to foster. I was able to keep and make other jobs, and eventually
You know one
made,
thing?
a
I
movie
don't think
called
she was bad in
and
Aquaman. I don't care what
Aquaman
anyone says.
was very successful.
In the,
In
fir-
the-
I mean,
in
she
the
like,
movie?
she would
Most
had her
successful
weak
DC
moments, but I
film,
think James Wan did a good job playing
by
off her
its release,
strengths.
and
I didn't like that.
you know, I
I didn't
was
like
getting
the
my
accent in
career
Snyder's.
back,
I
even
don't. I
though
didn't
it
like that.
was.
I think
you know,
she
it
I
took her
didn't
in
like
good
it. I
when
didn't
I-
like it in the
when I
end
got my
scene,
restraining order
in the
against John.
final
Yeah.
scene, but
So
up
let's
until
talk
the
about
end,
Aquaman for a moment.
it was fine.
You said it
Like,
was the
it was
highest
just that
grossing
epilogue
film
scene where she
of
just
DC
started
films, is that correct?
going too
Yes.
far.
Okay.
But I can
When
imagine
did
that
come
that
out?
epilogue scene was shot like
December
years
of
later.
2018.
So she must
Yeah,
have had a
well, I
lot
mean,
of
it was.
training.
It was just. I mean, they
And
shot it
what was
at
your
what
role in
Snyder
Aquaman?
did a lot of the work at his home
Right.
during
When-
COVID. So.
And she's not a
And
good actress, so
Was
she must
that
have had a
lead
lot of
role?
training.
Yes, it is
to
one of
do
the
a
leading
British
roles.
accent,
The female
right?
lead
And
opposite
if
Jason
you
Momoa's
have that
character of
training,
Aquaman.
So
and then you
were
finish the
his
project,
mate?
you're gonna forget all that, and then
You could say
all
that,
of a
yeah.
sudden
Yeah.
someone
His,
says, "Oh well, you've got to do the British
love
accent
interest,
again."
the female,
You know,
was
so
a female
I
lead of the
I
movie.
kind of
So in December of 2018,
I don't think
as
she was.
Aquaman's coming
Yeah,
out,
I mean,
why did you agree to participate in the op-ed?
it's just I think people are
Well,
taking.
because I
She's no worse. Put it this
believed
way, she's
in
no
some
worse
of the
than
causes that the op-ed was
any
seeking to
other
advance.
person
There were
doing these
Oh
kind
no,
of
no!
tensions
I've
and
seen
superhero
worse. I don't even want to say
Yeah.
who I think she's better
Gender-based
than because you'll probably shoot
issues,
me, so I
gender-based
won't say it.
violence issues in general.
You
I
could
had
say,
just
like for
recently
instance,
become
Jesse
an
Eisenberg,
ambassador
right?
for
Better
the
than I
ACLU.
think.
I think she's
Right?
better
Proud
than
of that
Gal.
ambassadorship, and I was looking forward to the
You think she's better
opportunity
than- wow,
to lend
that's
my
deep.
voice to what I thought was a great
That
cause, which
rolls
is just
deep, bro.
a conversation
Not in like
around
conveying
No, I
emotion
would-
though.
women's issues.
I would say
and
she's better.
gendered
Like
issues
Gal is
that
really
I
good
think
at it's
the whole
great at
country was
conveying
having at that
emotion.
time.
I'm gonna
quite a
give Gal
political
her
conversation and
credit.
cultural
Okay.
conversation at the time, and I was
I would say
but I
she's
think
a better.
happy to lend
I
my
would say
voice
she's a
if I
better actress than
Who
Gal,
drafted the
but I
first
don't think
draft
she's
of the
better
op-ed?
as Mara
you-
as Gal
Did you
is at Wonder
initially-
Woman.
Yeah, oh yeah, I
Because
agree. I would
like-
give her.
by
Yeah,
by
I
name
can say
or
that.
reference?
I meant
No.
just by her acting is
What were
she's a
you
stronger
trying to
actress.
Yeah.
accomplish by
The
the
Gal is
Because I
able to
think Gal-
emote on screen
I was
and
trying to
things
raise
like that
awareness
very well.
around some of the issues
And
that
I
I just
think Gal
mentioned.
also,
There was some legislative reform.
is kind of like Wonder. I
Title
don't think
IX
it's a
being one of
stretch
them, and
for her
there
to
was
play that
greater
role because I think she's kind of
cultural
got that
conversation
plain,
had around
you know, like
gender
open.
issues.
She does.
And
And a
To me,
personality
I've always
anyway,
said that
so
she's.
it's-
You know,
To me, I always said that she
happy
was
to
Wonder
weigh
Woman. So
Yeah, so
on what
I think that's the
saw
thing with
as
that. It's not like
a-
she's
the
has
you know
to
unique
push herself at
Like-
acting
phenomena that
wise
women
to be that
typically
kind of
women
nice and
experience
likable
in our
and blah
culture
blah
when they
blah.
come forward
But I think
against
yeah,
somebody
some
more
of the
powerful,
scenes where she really has to
when they speak up
perform
about gender-based violence.
as Wonder
And
Woman, somehow she pulls it off. But in
I thought I
other
could lend my
films,
voice to
no.
that
she
conversation.
doesn't.
I
She
had
doesn't.
something
It
to
does
say
not.
about that.
Were you trying to boost your sales for Aquaman since it was coming out in that same time frame?
But yeah, no,
It
specifically
doesn't work
in
like that. I don't think any
Aquaman,
op-ed.
I'm like,
I
Yeah.
mean,
I think that
a major
people can't
motion picture,
separate
a major franchise like that is not
who they
aided
feel
by
she
the
is,
publication of a
Mhm.
which
an op-ed or
I
Washington
think there's
Post.
more
I'll
and
put it
more
that way.
evidence
But
to
the other way
suggest they're
around
right
can
about
be
this,
said,
like
you know, I
that she's
was
not a very cool
wanting
person.
to lend my name at that
Yeah.
But they
specific
can't
time
separate who she is from her
to
performance. It's
potentially
like
advance.
Yeah,
the
'cause I
cause of
remember-
the performance
yeah,
is
I agree.
fine. It's not anything special.
Because
It's
of
not
your
like
success as
10
Mera
of all
with
time, but
Aquaman?
it's not like
Yeah, just the
the
publicity
worst
of the
thing I've
movie
ever
and the
seen.
success of the movie
It's
would
better than
hopefully,
Captain Marvel.
in best case scenario,
What is?
only add and lend
Hmm?
itself to.
What's better than
I mean,
Captain Marvel?
Would lend attention
yeah, the
to the issues
actress who
that
played
the
Captain
op-ed
Marvel,
aimed
I think
to
she did
address.
Oh
a
no,
worse job.
no!
What did
She
you
no.
do
Brie
once
Larson's a
the
good actress.
ACLU
She actually
had your
played Carol
agreement to be
Danvers
the
how she
spokesperson
is.
for the op-ed, to put your name to it?
Yeah, but she's
I-
less likely.
I just
sought
watched.
advice
I
of my
watched
attorney.
Captain Marvel
And
yesterday.
why did you do that?
Because
with my nephew because he
You know, I
he actually
didn't
loves
want
it, but
to
he's 6, but he loves
sort
Captain
of
Marvel the movie.
legal issue.
And I watched it, and that's what
I
made
was
me bring up the
working
Eternals
problems,
thing last night. Just thinking about
for
movies.
She was
talking
better than the
about
woman in Eternals.
what
We can
happens
agree
to
on
women
that.
when
Like Gemma
or people
Chan.
when they come
I'm
forward
really
and
starting
speak
to think that
about
that's one of the worst
these sorts of
superhero
issues,
movies of
especially
all
when they
time.
come forward against
It
someone
is,
more powerful
actually.
than them.
I would-
I
And
think better. I need to
that
watch
backlash,
Birds of Prey
the
again because I think it might be
retaliation
better.
that people face when they come forward is
I don't
exactly
think
what
it
I
is.
was writing about, and I didn't
I
want
don't-
Johnny
You don't
to
think
Birds of
Birds of
Prey
Prey
is-
is better than Eternals?
and
Might
it
be.
quite
I
literally
think Birds
proved my
of Prey
point.
is because it's got
Yeah.
moments in it.
And-
There's no moments in.
And
There's-
so
okay,
who was the
to
council
be
that
fair,
you
The
hired?
death of Gilgamesh
two
is like the
moments.
only
Who read
moment.
the
I
op-ed?
think Gilgamesh and
his
Athena's
name was Eric
relationship is
George.
the only good thing about the whole
Where's he
movie.
located?
Uh,
I
Los
think
Angeles,
there's two
California.
moments.
How did you know Eric George?
But I don't think
Eric
the
George
two
is the
moments I
attorney
was
who
gonna say
represented
is,
me in a different litigation
think
against
it's,
those the producers of London
the
Fields,
one
the movie I
where this
mentioned earlier
guy
about having a
sees
body
the
double
atom
and sex
bomb
scene
and what it
that I
did,
didn't
what
approve
it
of.
did in Hiroshima.
What was your
Yeah.
And
understanding
then
of
the
Eric
comedy,
George's
some comedy
experience
moments
and
of the Indian guy.
skills to
That's
be
it.
able to
Yeah,
review
Tango,
that
his
op-ed
Congo,
for you
his
in
comedy was pretty
context
good. So I will say those three, but that's other than that.
I'm asking
Yeah,
for
I don't think
I'll
it's
sustain the
very-
objection.
Hi, PKL.
Yep.
Did you have
Yeah.
knowledge of
But I
Eric
agree.
George's
I remember you and I were very like
I
open-minded
did
about
have
like
an excellent
because a lot of people
reputation
came in
and
this trial thinking she's
advice.
automatically just
And
wrong
what if
in it.
any
But I'm
experience,
starting
what
just
was
like
your
you
experience with him in
to
representing you
think
earlier?
that she is not
I thought he was a fantastic attorney,
credible at
very
all.
smart, and I trusted him.
No, I don't
Without,
think
uh,
this
Going into the
this
content of it, what if any
direct examination
of
hasn't
Eric
done her
George's
any
advice did
favors,
you
and I
follow
think
in the
No, it's-
context
yeah.
of the op-ed?
I took all of his advice.
she's gonna really struggle.
I made all the
on
edits he
cross-examination.
suggested. I took all of his advice.
From what I've
And what,
seen
if any,
of
of
how,
Eric George's
how
advice
she's
did you ignore?
even,
None.
acting
I mean, he's my
even
lawyer.
on
I listened to him.
Okay.
direct.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
I'd
not
like to
good.
ask you, if we can pull up.
I think that
Michelle
she tried
Francis
too hard to
Exhibit
convey
1.
emotion, and she did a horrible job at that. And then you also have to think like the things that were damning for Johnny. I think that just
This
her
is the
testifying,
online
her testimony has
version of
undone
the
that. Like
op-ed,
the
and
text
it has
messages that
this
he did send her,
title,
all these
Amber
things
Heard,
that he
I
might have
spoke up
been
against sexual
complicit in,
violence
I feel
and
like it's
faced
being
our
undone
culture's
just
wrath.
by
This- that has to
her,
change.
her,
Yeah.
her on the
What if any
stand.
role did you play in this
Yeah.
title?
None.
What?
I
if
mean,
any,
as
role
I
to
said,
your
I
knowledge
never
did the
want to be
ACLU
part of
play
a
in this title?
chorus.
None to my
Mhm.
knowledge.
Me either.
People
Are
who,
these exact words
you know,
anywhere in the
are
article?
you know, bullying. You know,
No,
somebody
Yeah.
who might actually be a
When
victim.
did you first
You know,
become aware
unbeknownst to you,
of
just
this
because of
title
you
being
know
included in
somebody
the
has some
online
high
version
profile
of the
marketing
op-ed?
or you know
I think in this litigation is
pu-
the first time I
publicist
realized
team
that.
who can put out you know a smear
I'm
campaign
going to
about
now
someone,
ask, Michelle, can
and
you bring
people
up
take that
Plaintiff's
as
Exhibit
reality.
2?
And
and
yeah,
I never
and
want to be
perception
part
is
of
reality, unfortunately.
that. I never want to be part of
Already
that.
been
You know, like I'm not just going to go, oh,
Um,
TMZ
is
said
the-
some stuff, so Amber Heard is an
the
arsehole.
paper
You know?
version, if you
And I
will,
won't
of
do the same for
Washington
Johnny
Post,
Depp.
with
I wouldn't
your
do the same. I
editorial.
wouldn't
And
be
if you
like
go to the
TMZ
second
put out a
page,
video of Johnny Depp.
This
He
one
must be an
has a
abuser.
title, A Transformative Moment for
But yeah,
Women. What,
as
if
I
any,
said,
role did
I'm
you play
judging
in
it
that
as I
title?
see it, and Amber
I
just
didn't.
doesn't look great.
Okay.
I mean,
None.
She doesn't. And I
Now,
think that like outside
Do
of
you recall seeing
I try to
this
go into it
version,
just
the
like you, because
newspaper
I agree. I don't
version
like to
of the title?
dogpile on people and
Yes,
like
this
have
is
this
the
mob
version I saw.
mentality. This,
I'm
you
proud
know,
that I
like
had it framed.
let's like kind of go
Yeah,
after one
the newspaper
person, you
version,
know,
not the
I
online.
did.
especially
I had
without
the
having all the
newspaper
facts.
framed.
I'm still not
Okay.
going to be on that.
And
But
now
then
I'm
it
going to
also,
ask you
some people have
to turn
agendas by
to,
because they
and so
love
can we
Johnny
pull up
Depp
Plaintiff's
or because they
Exhibit
feel like
3?
it sends a message to people everywhere when it's really about these 3 points and
Do you
was he affected by
recognize
this?
this document?
mhm.
Yes.
But yeah,
I'm
I
gonna-
agree
I'm
with
gonna move
PKL
to
here.
admit
He
plaintiff's
thinks
exhibit
the
number
cross-examination
3
might
into
be
evidence.
tomorrow.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. three
I'm
in
kind of
evidence.
coming to
Opposed to
agree
the
to it.
yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, you've got you're not a fan of The Godfather, are you?
No. Is it fair to say this is a tweet?
No, I need to
Yes,
rewatch
it
it.
is.
And can you explain
Why?
to the
It's
jury
Too bad.
what a tweet
But
is?
there's a
for
really
those who
brilliant series
not
about the
as
making of it
social
on
media
Oh,
Hulu.
but I
But,
actually
like,
do plan on watching that though.
Tweet is
Because I'm weird
The
though.
Offer.
I do want to see that.
Posting
Yeah,
on
I do
social
want to see
media.
it's
that.
really good
On Twitter.
actually. With
Have you
Miles
seen We Own the
Teller.
City?
No. Did you
Have
send
you
this
seen
tweet?
We Own the City
No,
I think
no.
so.
with John
Must have.
Bernthal?
Okay.
Oh my
And
gosh.
what, if any,
Watch that.
Oh,
Watch it.
right, yeah, no,
over
Oh
whether
my
the
gosh,
title
watch it.
given to the
I cannot
It's
wait
about-
for the new episode
was
tonight.
included
Oh
in
my
the
gosh, I can't wait.
Okay, I'll watch that.
You don't have to.
He is amazing. He is.
control when
Woo.
you something.
He
it's
killed
my
it in that.
experience that you don't
As I said,
control
he
a
got
title when
robbed
you're
for an
retweeting
Oscar
something. You don't
nomination
get to
in
editorialize someone else's
that Will
title.
Smith movie. What's it called?
And at the time you sent
King
this,
Richard.
did you
King
have-
Richard.
Do you remember
Absolutely
noticing
wrong.
And
that title?
this show is also
I
again
don't-
based on a
I
true
don't
story
believe
where
it.
he's playing an actual
Have you
freaking
ever
cop
typed the
in like that
words?
whole unit.
on that
Have you
title?
ever watched The Wire?
No, I have not.
Do you know I saw a scene from it?
Now,
Now
I'm
I've
going to
come to
ask
think
you,
of it.
let's go
I
back
saw a
to
The
scene
creator
and I
of The
saw him
Wire
doing.
wrote We Own the City.
Really?
to go-
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that.
It's based on an
I'm gonna ask
article though
you-
by because it's about Baltimore, same
What,
city.
if anything,
It's based on
in this
a
was
journalist who
incorrect?
wrote
Nothing.
the story, and then
Every
he
word of it is
created
true.
theories based off
I'm
that
going to
article.
direct your
It's-
attention
it's really good.
specifically.
Do you
We
mean
can
the
Load this up just a touch.
Sorry, what did you say?
And move up just a
We
touch,
Own the
Michelle, if
City
you can.
is based off
No,
The Wire.
What was
And
the
then 2 years ago,
But
I
what's the article
became a
called?
public figure
I had to
representing
look up the
domestic
article
abuse.
again because
So
I had it
force
just
of
for
our
my video. I
culture's
can remember
wrath
the name of the
for
article. Let
women
me find
who
it for
speak
you.
out.
But there
Was
was
this
something
true?
called the something scandal. The it's
What
a
if
police
any
famous
thing
police
did you
This is
do?
scandal.
it.
I'm
This is
wondering
it.
if
This is
about
it.
that.
This is
Domestic
it. This is
abuse
it.
years earlier.
The Baltimore
I
police
went
scandal.
and got a restraining
It's
order.
amazing.
Was it in LA?
No,
And
this is in
walked out
Baltimore.
To a sea of media
Oh, the Rampart
and endured
scandal.
to that point.
Oh,
No,
that.
it's not about the ramparts.
No. This
Point
is
two
different.
years
This is
of-
about. This is actually after Freddie Gray.
Ritual.
After in 2015, 2016. in
Right,
Baltimore,
got you.
after the death of Freddie Gray.
And in
Okay,
retaliation
see, got
for
you.
having done so.
It's really
And I
good,
guess
though.
you're really answering my next question, which is, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women
This
who
is
speak out.
interesting. This bit.
Is that what you were referring to for the
Mhm.
next?
Yes, because at the time, I thought it couldn't be worse. I obviously now from where I sit today, no, it got a lot. It gets a lot worse.
Yeah, it does.
And then, Michelle, if we can
Because
move
you
this
know
up
the
a
thing
little
about
bit
this is
further.
one. I do agree with people
Well,
who
actually,
say
that's perfect, Michelle.
they
Then I don't
need to
have use my
change the
purple
law
again.
where women
Then
who
you said I had the
falsely
rare
accused
vantage
men are
point
punished.
of seeing in
Like,
real
really
I mean,
time.
anybody. I mean, but
Like
there is a
jail
thing
time.
that if you
Exclusive
file a
abuse. Is this
false
true?
police report on someone,
True.
that is a crime.
Explain to me
yeah,
But
what you meant.
I don't know how
by
you
that and
would
what
like in the
I got a
public
restraining
opinion.
order.
I don't know how
I
you could necessarily
went
charge it
to a
except for
judge,
like
and I
you
needed
know
one
defamation. I mean,
face
like
on a
slander.
Right.
You can charge someone with
I had
slander, but that's not a criminal charge. That's
proof, and
obviously
that
a civil
everyone-
charge. So
Right,
I
I
don't know
see.
how we would
the
you know,
studios
get
that
around
both Johnny and I
that.
worked
Like,
for. They
Well,
were
making
well,
that a
you
criminal
should.
offense.
There should be a law that if
supported
you
him, they were ready to
if
fire
you
me.
say
they
it in the
attempted to fire
public,
me.
then you
Hearsay.
have to
Alright, sustain
do a
the
criminal
objection.
charge. You can't just say it
What, if anything,
Right,
did you
as a kind of
witness with respect
you know
to
say it to the media or something without
the
pressing
people
a
that we
criminal
work for,
charge
the
first.
institutions we work for, the studios we work for,
That
decision
should be
makers
the
in my
thing
industry,
That allows you to do
filmmakers
that. But the second
and
thing I want to say
powerful
is
people and decision makers
the-
within my industry whom I had not ever even
the-
met, who didn't know anything about what happened behind
It-
closed
it's-
doors in the
it's
marriage
kind
of
of
Johnny and
like-
I were making
I'll wait
comments
till you
about
come
me,
back, 'cause I-
statements
I-
about
I'm
me.
still
I-
here.
I-
I'm still here. I'm
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just I'm here. I'm just smoking
I was harassed
No, no,
joint.
it's
I don't
okay.
want to do that on camera.
on a daily basis,
But,
death threats,
I think
and just the
I
the
don't
fact that
like
that wasn't
that it
there was no
seems
parody.
so hard
You know,
for
the studio
women to come out and say this
these
thing,
decision makers and,
and
such
then
were
if
so
there's
ready
even
to
a
support him and
like you know
eager
a little
to-
bit of
to-
comeback
Objection, Your Honor.
from
Hearsay.
the other
Sustain the
person,
objection.
Right.
that the whole
So
world
what
turns
if any
against the
ill
individual.
will
I
or
think
bad
that
intentions did you
this
have
whole
or
experience
intend
of Amber Heard, even
against
if she
Mr.
is
Depp
lying
by
or whatever,
assisting in writing, giving your name to this
which
op-ed?
is bad.
and in
I'm not
publishing
saying
it?
that's not bad, and she should be punished
None. It's
accordingly
not
if she
about
is.
Johnny.
But this
The
whole
only one who
experience
thought
of
it was
her
about
is going
Johnny
to
is
make
Johnny.
other women not want to
It's
come out
about
and
me.
say
It's about what
things.
happened to me after
Because I
Johnny.
just
It's
think
about what happened to me
even
after
prior to
I
it being
escaped my
proved,
marriage. It was about me
she's been
and my
demonized.
life and what I endured once.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and got it
yeah. Oh, I
done.
know. It's
And
like
my
you know what's
It was
funny?
about what
Even though
happened
she
to me
was
after.
bad, have you seen
Everyone
the
made it
trailer for
about
The
him,
Boys?
Ironically, it's Johnny.
Yeah.
You just saw the new
I'm
one
going
today
to,
earlier?
we can take that
Yeah.
out. So I'm gonna turn
You know, and
to
in the trailer, he's like,
something
I just fell in love with the
electronics
wrong
and
woman. Like, and
transparency.
he's even like blaming, you know,
Yeah,
it's what it
you
reminded
Yeah.
me of. It's
testified
like,
about and
in my
seen
trailer reaction, I was like,
photographs and
familiar. It
audio
reminded me of like
recordings
this
and
whole situation.
text
Like,
messages,
you know,
emails, et
Homelander
cetera.
is
Yeah.
the one
What,
that's
if anything,
perceived as this
have
like good
you done
hero,
to
and he's blaming
cooperate in
everything
the
on her, you know? So it was like almost timely. I wonder if that was by
Yeah.
design that they made that
But
trailer
you
like
saw
that.
you saw it even with
May we approach?
Sure.
Will Smith at the Oscars. Right? He slaps the guy on the
Jaded. Yeah,
stage,
it
and
happens all the
they
time.
blame Jaded. They blame her.
It happens
It's like
all the time.
It's crazy to me how
The woman
you
becomes the
know.
woman becomes the villain, you know, in certain situations, especially if it's a more like passive males. I'm not such a very dominant in your face man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they always then the woman who might be a little bit more expressive or a little bit more has a stronger personality, she's automatically demonized. It seems like a lot in those situations. You know, Jada, you know, look at but with Amber, it seems like everybody might be on point, but I still don't want to say she's evil in the word. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Yeah, no.
Attorney made, correct?
Plus, I mean,
Yes,
by
okay. I'm
me,
going to
get
ask if you can pull up defendants.
Everybody
Exhibit
watching, please like the stream.
245, but you're
Let us
gonna
know what your thoughts are about this.
It's already in evidence.
You're if I may approach, if we may approach
Okay,
just
sure.
real quickly, because I think we can move this along faster if we do this ahead of time.
Just really skipping. I would share mine, but I have no admin controls right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I see? This is my Monday. I don't give a shit look. Yeah, I'm smoking. There it is. Sorry. Turn my camera on because I'm here.
sorry.
I was just talking. I can't hear it. It's skipping really bad. Do you want me to try to share mine and see
No,
if
no,
it's
no.
better?
She's not. They're not talking. That's why you can't hear it.
Okay, it just seemed like it was like lagging a little bit. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
No, it's okay.
I was just trying to be helpful.
But I honestly have to go soon because I'm.
I do too. I have to get ready
I'm
for
gonna
a thing. Yeah, and I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
stay
wait
here
till
with
the
you for
crust.
about how long was you going? Because I could have stayed for like an hour and 15 minutes. Is what I had
Wow. Okay.
total.
No, I was thinking. Right.
But you know, because I have to get ready because I have a thing I got to do at 4:30 today.
Wait a second. Just 1 second.
Like the stream, like the stream, like the stream, like the stream. Captain Marvel is not trash. It's not good. But it's not trash. Superboy and Brie Larson is not trash. She's actually a good actress. I mean, I've seen her in a lot of things that I really liked.
She's an okay actress. She's not as bad as people make up. But like,
I'm not saying she's excellent. I'll say she's good.
I don't
Decent.
think the part is very good of Captain Marvel, and she's not particularly.
I think Carol Danvers. I mean, she's a Kree soldier. She does lack emotions, and like she's very emotionless in the film. A lot of people don't like Carol Danvers, and Captain Marvel comics don't do very well. They've been canceled several times. So the character alone, I don't know why they decided to do that. It's not like a universally loved character. You know what I mean, Nerman? So I think it was the choice in the character. And then some people didn't like what she said, which wasn't really that bad when you think about it. When she was talking
I agree with that.
People, misinterpreted her words. And so they dogpiled on her based on what she said, and then the character overall, and they felt like she was phoning it in, and she wasn't really a hero. But Carol Danvers doesn't have a whole lot of personality. She has to grow into that.
Well, that's what I'm
She's
saying.
been brainwashed. She's been brainwashed. She's been taught because ever since she's been, for the past 8 years, she's been
snarky. They tried to, and she couldn't pull off the snarkiness. I'm just saying, she wasn't like the other woman was fine in the movie. The black woman was pretty good. You know,
Oh, yeah,
she just
yes,
didn't have any
It says,
charisma as a superhero.
Adam
Some people
Waldman,
aren't
She
meant
doesn't
to be
have
Depp's
charisma,
lawyer,
superheroes.
said
I'm
Adam
sorry.
She also
Waldman,
doesn't
Amber
have
Heard
any.
and her friends in the
Like, Carol
media
Danvers
used
doesn't have
fake
any, is what I'm
sexual
saying.
But that's
violence
not
allegations
a
with a sword and
justification.
shield,
I mean, I just
depending on their needs.
I'm
I
not
don't
just,
know.
I'm not
So
like,
some
I'm not
of her
over here like
sexual violence
co-signing for Brie
hoax
Larson or
facts
nothing, you
as the
know?
sword,
Mm.
inflicting them on the public
But
and
I
Mr.
But
Depp.
mean,
I will.
because I think that she could
I-
have done more with the role.
Yes, I
I mean,
do.
it was like her
Mhm.
True
performance,
or false?
all of it, it just, so much of
False.
it didn't work.
And
Oh, I gotta
why
get my
is it
headphones
false?
charger. Hold on.
Well,
Right. No, it's okay.
you know, to use what I've lived through and what I've survived, calling it fake, saying that I'm harming Johnny with this, I'm harming the public with this. This is what I've lived through. And to say that it's a hoax, that these aren't even real things. I mean, after everything I've lived through and survived, and also I hadn't even spoken about the sexual abuse within my marriage. I had been protective of that.
Okay.
I
Give
didn't
me a
want to
sec.
talk about that ever. Altman was the one who put that out in the world. As remarkable as that is, I had protected that. I had to go to another country to give testimony, and thankfully they allowed me to do so with confidentiality and some protection. And then Johnny, through his lawyer, only uses that against me and says it's a hoax.
Thank you. Now I'm going to ask if we can bring up, and it's going to be 1246A. And I think I'm moving this
All
into
right.
evidence as
There's no
well.
objections to 1246A is in evidence. You can proceed.
And this is an article that was published on the 28th of April, 2020. And Michelle, if we can, thank you. And this one says, Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, said, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick, he told dailymail.com. And let's keep going.
All right. I don't have that long. What's happened to your voice?
I'm gonna leave and come back in, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because I can't hear you.
So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their stories straight under the direction of a lawyer and a publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. Do you see that?
Yes,
Is that true or false?
couldn't be more false.
And why is that?
Every part is false. I didn't call 911. I didn't call the police. I refused to cooperate with them to protect Johnny. I protected Johnny. I didn't call them once and I didn't call them twice. I didn't rough up the place. I cleaned up the place. I didn't even know the second cops were coming. If I wanted to get something from him, I wanted to hoax Johnny, why wouldn't I cooperate
You know
with the
what
police? Wouldn't
I
say
find
something
is
to the
interesting?
police? Wouldn't I do more
You know
damage to
the
house
stuff
and,
about
than just
crapping
not
on the
go over the
bed?
things that you saw pictures of? It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Why was that even
to do
allowed
it
in
in-
court?
Online when there's no
Like,
fact checking?
What relevance
There's no
did it have?
authorities. There's no one able to, I can't respond. I can't.
Sorry, you're still messed up in your. I
can't
don't know
fight
what's
this and
happening.
use these
can't hear me.
social media leaks and these comments
No,
to
you're just
re-echo
you're.
over and
It's the
over and
robot
over
thing
again
with your
online
voice,
with a network of people
like sounding
that
robotic.
are
I don't know.
intent on helping Johnny through a sophisticated PR machine.
better.
to
Objection,
echo
Your
this
Honor.
abuse at me over and
Hearsay,
over again.
speculation.
I'll sustain the objection. Next
Okay.
question.
All right.
Can you
so
speak?
what in fact
Can you not hear me?
did you do that night?
I can hear you. I
I
hear exactly what you're saying. You just
cleaned
sound
up.
robotic.
I protected Johnny. I refused to cooperate with the
But
police.
it's okay. Look, I have to go in a
So many
couple of
other people
minutes
do.
anyway.
I tried really hard
but-
to keep it private even after that, even when I was committed to filing for a divorce.
My connection. Like, it seems
I
like
tried
a
to
lot of
protect
people have been
Johnny. I
having
tried to
problems
protect the
since they
history of what we
started.
had. I tried to
Yeah.
protect him. It did the opposite. And I didn't even have a lawyer. I didn't call my publicist. I called my contract attorney to get me another lawyer who could give me advice on how to protect Johnny. Every bit of this was to protect Johnny and to protect the secret that I had fought really hard to keep for nearly 5 years, which was that behind closed doors, things were not what it looked like.
She doesn't.
So
She's
can
not.
we take this one down and go
I
to
don't know.
defendants
Anyway.
1247, please? And you'll move the admission.
All right.
Uh,
There's no objection, 1247 in evidence.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna wait for
Remember,
cross
this is another
examination. I hope
daily
you will
mail
join me
online, and this is
with the cross
published
examination.
on
It depends on what
24th,
time.
updated
One,
on
you sounded like a
25
robot. Two,
June
I'm very
2020.
ill.
And then if we
So
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Further.
Don't worry about it.
And this one says,
But
Depp's
peace,
attorney,
guys.
Adam
I'm gonna
Waldman,
be back
said,
when it's the cross
"We have
examination.
reached the beginning of
All right.
the end of Ms.
Cheers.
Heard's abuse hoax against